It's the Cowboys and the Eagles under the lights on Thursday night.
It's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Tonight, the stage is set for our final Thursday night game of the year between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis as CD. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Time for Dak Prescott and the Dallas offense to go to work. Prescott, of course, the former fourth-round pick in 2016 out of Mississippi State.
And they are in rhythm on offense because of him. I mean, right now, he's got everything going the way he wants to, finding the receivers the way he wants to, looking over defenses. No interceptions is the number I lock in on. Before a touchdown pass isn't so bad either.
Yeah, what a game he had last week. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Throwing, Prescott. Got an open man, it's Michael Gallup. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A Cowboy first down there, Prescott to Gallup.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Multiple players combined for... Sack of the game. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. And the Eagles with a dime look, 6 DBs on 3rd down. Prescott to throw it. It's brought in by Jamison Crowder. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. Their opening drive here is going to result in a punt. They got 7 yards there, but not enough. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. He'll return it from the 6. And he gets up near the 25 to about the 24 before going out of bounds. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The 2nd-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
Tremendous production in college at 2 different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for a Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts. And that one into the hands of Brown downfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. He got 29 yards that time.
And partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant, and he's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
The Eagles at 13-1 now on the year. And I tell you, it has been a few months now since they've tasted defeat, and they are without question the hottest team in football.
And I'm really not sure who's going to beat them right now, because to me, they have to be the favorites to go all the way, because they're not just beating teams, they're dominating them. It's been fun to watch them play, not just in their winning, but how they're getting it done.
They go play action with Hurts. Open man, he's got him. That's Smith for the Philadelphia touchdown. Devontae Smith with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Eagles put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead.
Elliott good with a PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. A drive there in just 4 plays.
And it was finished off by a touchdown from Devontae Smith.
The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys.
They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround.
Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
Still in the first quarter, but what a great start for them. I mean, they've controlled the airways, Charles, on both sides. They had the passing touchdown, then they intercept the pass of the other squad and take it back for another score.
Brandon, I know we have a ton of time left, but what an early backbreaker they just delivered. They're up early, and they appear to be totally dialed in. And that offense, they're forced to run right back out, still shaking up a bit, but feeling the pressure to put something on the scoreboard. They've got to be careful here.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
And out now come the Cowboys. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. Back to it after the pick-6. Prescott to the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. Throwing again on second down. Prescott, throw right side, taken in by Gallup. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a first down. To throw is Prescott. This one caught by Crowder. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. And again, it's Prescott.
And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
There's no denying they want to get him involved. That's already the 5th time that they've looked his way in this first quarter.
So that tells me defensively that they want to insist on going in that direction. Make sure you've got your best people in the area to try and take that away.
And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 37. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now Prescott. Forced out to his left. And he'll just get rid of it.
These two teams had met earlier in the season in Philly with the Eagles winning that ball game. So they're trying to win here in Philadelphia to capture the season series.
On second down, Elliott.
And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. Now, whistles and a stoppage here. Looks like one of the Eagles is in some discomfort out there. Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Schultz. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be second down. Prescott.
He'll get this out wide here to Elliott.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
Prescott on first down. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10.
Not the first and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground.
Second down, Prescott. Toward the sideline, and that is a nice catch as he's able to tiptoe his way out of bounds.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
3rd and short yardage, Prescott. Being chased and eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Eventually able to knock this one through, and they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3.
So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD, and it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far, finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
It's Devontae Smith and the Eagles ready to go on offense.
Well, he's within shouting distance of a 1,000-yard season. Going to need a pretty good finish, though, if he wants to reach that mark.
Well, I like how you phrased it, partner. He is within shouting distance. If he stays on this pace, he's got a shot at it. But he needs a big game in there, right, to make sure that he gets it. So you know that during the week, in practice, and look, he asks for the ball all the time anyway. He's really going to ask for the ball and let his quarterback know he's open.
Second down, back to Sanders.
And some room to run now. Touchdown, Philadelphia. And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line out-leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he hits open field, he's going to be very difficult to catch and corral.
Elliott on for the extra point. And it's 21-3. It only took him 2 plays there to find the end zone. The last one, the long run, getting him in for 6 points. The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that will bring up second down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Prescott now.
Left side to Lamb. On the move past the 40. Now he's loose down the left sideline.
Touchdown!
CeeDee Lamb, 68 yards. And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And it makes the score 21-10. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. From the 10. Oh, good return up past the 30. Now back to work for Miles Sanders in the Philly offense.
And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Couldn't do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get it in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of the way, or are you still calling plays to win the game first? That becomes the burden of the play calling.
Give them the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
On third down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5.
So they will wave off the flag and let the completion stand.
Really great job by the receiver fighting through all the contact and still coming down with the football. All that great work in practice being put into the game.
Hurts a handoff to Sanders.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half.
2nd down and a run by Robinson.
And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. They'll try and run. This is Robinson. And he's in for an Eagles touchdown.
James Robinson hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Eagles will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
And the Cowboys going to go on offense one final time in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
First down, Prescott. Crowder's got it over the middle. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now Prescott. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Here's Prescott.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick.
And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we're into the final 3 weeks of the NFL season. A lot of races going to be coming right down to the wire. Before we get it back to you guys.
All right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early. Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. This one taken just inside the 10. Running room at the 50. Look out. He will score. Touchdown, Eagles. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge it. Kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Cowboy offense heading out. Let's take a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC.
The CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. Let's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Prescott and Lamb hooking up for the Cowboy first. On the option, here's Elliott. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. They go to Elliott again. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Here's Brian Anger now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on the way to a lopsided victory.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
22 yards on the catch and run, a first down. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And connecting here with DJ Shark. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging into our second-half blowout material. Hurts throw here taken in as he's able to find Goddard. Touchdown, Eagles! Dallas Goddard from 21 yards away. And the Eagles will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Elliott good with a PAT, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
This offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And they run the option on second down.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
So he is able to turn that into positive yardage, but I think it's fair to say that those are not the shots you're wanting your quarterback to have to absorb.
And he has to know sometimes when to say when. You have to know when to give yourself up, and let's face it, not easy for these guys to do because they're competitors as well. But sometimes you do learn your lesson the hard way, as he did there.
And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 5 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
And Prescott, his 3rd interception.
And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things, but these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
Elliott now to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
This will be fielded inside the 5. Dallas offense set for this next drive. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick-6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them.
After the pick-6, they go right back to the air. On the catch, it's Crowder. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. To throw again on 2nd down. Prescott. And this is going to be incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
It's a room to maneuver. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 25 yards that time. looking to throw. Prescott. And that's Elliott, complete. No gain on the screen there. It's second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, it makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Holding, offense.
They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Dallas. Looking up into the lights, and he muffs it. And the Cowboys have recovered.
I feel like you and I could be in our backyard with our dads right now. What did they always say when they were throwing us the ball? Look it all the way in. Make sure you secure it. That had the feeling of not happening there on that play, that he didn't have full control of the ball.
When that punch coming in, I have a return punch, but I would imagine it's tough to monitor those guys coming full steam ahead at you.
It really is. You try and get that peek to know where they are about whether you should fair catch it or not. But sometimes you just have to have a sense, a feeling, and just have to make sure, number one, though, you catch the ball and put it away.
On 2nd and 10, Prescott. And his pass incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
On 3rd down, Elliott. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 4th down now after a loss of 2. Here's Michael Badgley ready for the field goal try. This a 33-yard attempt. Badgley able to punch this one through. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit.
So the big return had them fired up, but in the end, the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a first down.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Wide receiver A.J. Brown. You see he and the rest of his mates returning to the field here.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Play action. Here's Hurts. Pass to Brown. He's got it on the crossing route.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Hurts connecting there with Brown for the Eagles first.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Come on.
Robinson on a give right side.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Here's Robinson again on 2nd down. 57 yards on the ground for him so far.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of a tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Off the play fake, here's Hurts.
This is Smith with the ground.
And he's going to get this all the way down to the 2 before he's wrestled out.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout. And I actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the third quarter doing the old hold up four fingers college sign, meaning to...
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
And not much defensive resistance on that drive. And really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced much defensive resistance the entire game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that one team, their defense did not wake up and make it to the stadium for this one. There may be some major changes on that side of the ball when we see them the next time out.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
On third down, it's Prescott. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for the fourth time tonight. It's taken to the 26. A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over first and 10.
The Eagles offense back out, getting set for this next drive. And they've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted. So they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
Again, it's Robinson.
And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
They'll run this one right with Robinson. And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line.
And one of the whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds.
On to give, here's Robinson.
And he'll get this one down to about the 27. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them.
On third down, Robinson. Fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offensive